Big day coming up in the college football world, as you all know. I mean, it's just been a really crazy situation here for the past few weeks where is there going to be a football season? Is there not going to be a football season? The Big 12, not the Big 12, the Big 10 and the Pac-12, two Power 5 conferences, decided against playing football this fall. Now, I'm going to just go ahead and say there's going to be some repercussions either way from the Big 12 and the Big 10's decision. I think they're kind of sort of playing it safe. And I do get it. This is a very difficult decision to make because you got to look at the I told you so's. What if this thing goes way left to where they're like, damn, y'all really should not have done this. Once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast. We're talking Auburn football and college football, I guess, but I'm more of an Auburn enthusiast analysis, and I actually graduated from Auburn, so I can genuinely say War Eagle. So the schedules are coming out tomorrow. I just saw it on social media. You know, the news just pops up. The SEC decides that the 2020 schedules are coming out tomorrow. Now, the reason why this is a little intriguing is because the season starts was projected, well, is going to start September the 26th. All right, so if you look at the original schedule, Auburn's first SEC game against Ole Miss was going to be in September the 19th in a road game to Oxford. Now, Ole Miss has this hotty-toddy thing going on, but we'll get to the bottom of that in another video. I'm still on the fence about what that even is. But either way, Auburn was projected as the SEC conference opener to take on Ole Miss in Vaught Hemingway Stadium in Oxford, Mississippi. And now, the reason why this is kind of a thing is because the SEC, has gone to a conference-only schedule. So that means if this game is going to, if the season is going to start September the 26th, that means logistically, there's some interesting changes that are going to have to be made. And it also caused the thing to be pushed all the way, as far as the SEC championship, to be pushed to December the 19th. A lot of questions that people have about this. Okay, if there is an SEC only schedule, and then let's just say the Big 12, the ACC, of course they have their seasons, but what is it going to be like not having the Pac-12 and the Big 10? Now, I will just say this just for asshole purposes, because that's exactly what this is. When was the last champion from any of those conferences? The conferences that have dominated the championships have been the ACC and the SEC. So, yes, they will be missed. The Pac-12 and their boring schedules will be missed. The Big Ten with Ohio State dominating everybody, and Minnesota, making a run here and there. Maybe Wisconsin might make a little noise here and there. But I mean, let's be real for once. Let's be real for once. Down south, college football is king. But on this channel, the battle cry is War Eagle, of course. But, college football is the thing in the South. So, and even from a revenue standpoint, I haven't done the thorough research, but I would go out on a limb and say that the ACC and the SEC, Big 12, especially with Texas and those other schools who are emerging as threats in college football, though it's just different down here. And a lot of folks are saying, well, there's political pressure to play football in the South. No, I wouldn't say political pressure. There's just a cultural pressure, because that's what the South is predicated upon. All we talk about all year long is football. I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? I really honestly don't know why. Because if you look at the logistics, the plain old X's and O's of football, the sport really isn't that intriguing. But some kind of way, we bring this up in our conversation every single day. Auburn fans always talking about recruiting. Always talking about who's the next 1,000-yard rusher going to be. always talking about, is Bo Nix going to be a flop? I don't think Bo Nix is going to be a flop. I actually like Bo Nix. I was a harsh critic of Bo Nix last season, and I don't take any of it back, but I do realize I was a very harsh critic of Bo Nix, and I probably did it in an ignorant fashion, not knowing so much about the analytical factors that he was going up against. But at the same time, I don't take none of it back, because I felt what I felt at the time, and if I felt the same way, I probably would have said the same thing. Big shout out to Bo Nix, SEC Freshman of the Year. Can't take that away from him. The schedules come out tomorrow, guys. 2020 SEC schedules. Going to be a very intriguing thing to see how all this takes place. Now, one thing I do love, and I told you guys this before, I met a lot of good people from South Carolina, University of South Carolina Gamecocks. I'm actually looking forward to a game between Auburn and South Carolina. South Carolina has absolutely not beaten Auburn since 1933. Did not even come close in the SEC championship. The last time they played, I think it was 2014. Auburn won that game 42-35. Tennessee, the worst loss of the 2018 season, left me nauseous. I thought Auburn should not have that game should not have even been close. But those are the two teams from the SEC East that Auburn has added to the mix of this 10-game SEC schedule. I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys, I'm intrigued about how this thing is going to turn out. I will miss. I actually like Oregon. But all the other teams, Big 12, Big 10, and all those other teams, I really don't watch them anyway. I can't ever remember watching a full Michigan and Ohio State game. And it's nothing against those teams, but I'm not about to watch Ohio State and Michigan. Not a fan of either one. When I know Alabama and Auburn are playing, I just don't have time. I'm trying to get my tailgate together, all that other stuff. So I don't have time to be distracted by Big Ten football. You know what I'm saying? They play their primetime games at 12 o'clock. I just don't have that kind of time. All right, that's my time here. Love you guys, man. Auburn football, sports talk. With Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast. We're talking Auburn football as we always do. Took a couple of days off, much needed. Had a few stories that I thought about talking about, but I was like, let me wait till a good Sunday night. And we're definitely going to crank this thing up tomorrow regarding the SEC schedules. Who's the big winners as far as the placements of the teams, and who's the losers? Because it's going to be some real big time complaining going on tomorrow. So you might as well keep your head on the college football swivel. Again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart. Podcast talking Auburn football. Like the video, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We're growing. We're pushing towards 3,000 subscribers. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger. War, damn, Eagle.